Thank you. I'm happy with it.
I see Raz being happy. I'm happy. Let's see if the things can make it happen again against the LPL's Qiyana. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much. Casters, over to you.
Thank you so much, Law, and welcome back to the caster desk. It is I, Atlas, joined by Dagda. And Dagda, I've got something I need to tell you. 100 Thieves is my new favorite team.
I'm kind of with you. It's hard not to.
And I've got a good reason for it.
Okay.
Because it's 2 Koreans and 3 OCE players. So it's like, it's all of my history in one team, coached by one of my favorite people on the planet, Samuel Spooks Broadley. Oh my goodness, I'm enamored. I am enamored. I also, I've liked Gold and Blue for a long time as well. So this is really, really cool. We are straight into the draft here, and it needs to be, once again, a Herculean performance here by 100 Thieves, because top esports, they are sometimes really good at Worlds. I had to put the sometimes.
Yeah, it really does depend. They looked very good yesterday, though, which I think may have put a little bit of an asterisk on what their Worlds performances in the past have been. But
yes.
Honestly, for 100 Thieves, I mean, they have the ability to just become the potential LPL killers, right? Taking down BLG yesterday, if they can beat top esports here as well, it would put them on the map and make a lot of fans in the stadium not too happy with them.
I could imagine that. As Yunara going to be the first pickup here. Having a look at some of the bans, we have quite a few aimed towards the mid lane, as Dhokla I don't think is going to be playing Teemo, but that would certainly ruin a lot of people's pick'ems, which is a cute one. We have the Kai'Sa locked in, though, alongside the Vi. Vi, one of the answers that originally cropped up when Yunara was first played, so River going to be piloting that one here today. We'll see what they do augment their draft with, whether it's rounding out the bottom lane or whether it is finding a solo laner, as the Ryze going to be a consideration here for Creme into Quid.
I'm also curious what 100 Thieves want to round out their dive composition with, because traditionally we've seen the Orianna paired with the Vi to kind of provide the shockwave. That's taken off the board. Aurora taken off the board. So a lot of the mid laners that you would like to pair with dive, apart from things like, say, the Ahri, are kind of gone. And Ahri we've seen kind of shift out of the meta. Maybe they'll look at something like the Taliyah for themselves here in this next rotation, can do well into the Ryze and match him with side lanes. And can provide that Weaver's Wall to separate the team and make the dive a little bit easier to operate in.
It depends whether Quid wants to take a little bit of a leaf out of the quad book and pick up a Cassiopeia. It could be a thing, but instead, an Ambessa is being considered and will be locked away to try and cut down this Sion towards the top side of the map. Dhokla going to be getting the first look in there. And man, I was so sad when Quid left Korea. He looked so promising. He'd been playing on Gen G for so long in Challenger, and then we lost him. But then he's done fantastic things, so you can't be too sad, as 100 Thieves are trying to make the miracle happen. I say fantastic things. That did start relatively recently, but I'm all about recency bias, and I will just continue to follow that one through. As now getting into some bans, we do see the Lulu taken away. And where are the bans going to come on through here by TES? Is the Gallia going to be their first one taken away? Would have actually really worked well for this draft. A lot of dive is what they're looking for. Yeah, and I mean, we already kind of alluded to it. I think you've got options still if you, with the Taliyah, the Ahri, find things in the mid lane that can still work. More than likely, Eyla going to go back towards something like the Alistair or even a Rel. Still going to be happy. Nautilus can work very well here as well, but across the board, like, 100 Thieves still have options, and top esports are going to be setting up to try and deny them. So with the Poppy already taken away, you don't have a huge amount of those disengage tools, unless Hung wants to try and go for something like a blind prom, which is always a bit risky. And you can see 100 Thieves trying to shove top esports into that prom pick by getting rid of the Renata and also the Lulu for the protection of the Yunara. Do you know what I want to see? I want 100 Thieves to slam Malzahar Nautilus. Just make sure Jackie can never play the game.
I don't know if Malzahar is
we saw it at ASI. It's a thing. You know, you can at least avoid one bit of CC.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, wait. Are we too loud? Are we too loud? Okay, thankfully it's not going to happen. Golden Glue's just baiting me there momentarily, as we do go back to the Taliyah, the more conventional choice into this composition, but man, they almost did it to me.
Sometimes you have to be careful what you speak out into the world. You can't manifest these things.
Oh, I mean, I've been doing it my whole career, Dagda, and it's made things at least interesting. I don't know whether it's been necessarily positive. All right, Hung's going to be picking up the Leona. provide them a whole bunch of pick as Kanavi thinking about what kind of weird stuff he wants to do, as Qiyana is so scary when it is piloted by an LPL jungler, especially one as talented as Kanavi. And that one is going to be locked away. The answer here is going to be required, and it's going to be Eyla that's going to be locking his pick in. See how this bottom lane is going to come on through, and it will be the Rakan taken away. So a fair bit of engage, and when the Taliyah is on your team, it does feel a whole lot better to make that one happen, but doesn't feel great picking it into the Leona.
It's not fantastic, but you'll still be all right. Like, Rakan is a decent matchup as it goes on into the game, where it's just very difficult to lock him down, and that's really what his job is going to be here, is trying to dissuade the follow-up top esports have from that supreme display of talent or any of the engages coming through from 369 or Hong. The only thing I'm worried about for 100 Thieves is this is a composition that very quickly congregates on one area, and that's really what Supreme Display of Talent wants you to try and do, or even a Yunara wants you to do. So
you also provide more terrain.
Yes, exactly.
And that doesn't feel good when there's a Qiyana.
Yeah, especially if you get the walls connecting to walls. It's just, there's a lot of explosions happening. So I think for 100 Thieves, they have a really cool dive composition, and if they get ahead, can start to snowball this game out of control. But what we saw yesterday, and what we've seen from Kanavi traditionally on top esports, is he is incredibly potent in the early game, the strongest early game jungler in the LPL. And if you can contain him, you have a chance of containing top esports. 100 Thieves might just be able to sneak another game away from the LPL.
Yep, I honestly, like, looking at the drafts, I think definitely playable on the side of the 100 Thieves, but I'm just seeing a lot of firepower here for top esports. One thing that is good is that there's no Aatrox being piloted by 369. He looked absolutely devastating on that champion in their match against G2. Not going to be the same situation here as we load up onto the Rift for the fourth game of the day. Both of these teams sitting at 1-0, wanting to be 2-0 at the end of the day. It's going to feel absolutely phenomenal as the LTA representative, if that does happen, as Dhokla. I love that emote spam. Looks like a moth, don't you think?
I was thinking penguin.
Oh yeah,
Clap. Yeah.
Bit of a penguin vibe. You can see that. 369 doesn't exactly have the same options. Imagine if he was playing Nami. You'd be able to one-up it so easily. Yeah. The most frustrating emote spam on the planet.
If he was playing Nami, that's what we'd be talking about, is the emote spam.
As the Gyos coming on in, of course, top esports wanting to move to 2-0. See whether they can actually get there. Man, imagine if it's top esports is here. Wouldn't that be crazy?
They're kind of due at this stage. There's been enough.
I mean, I think they've been due for about 4 years.
Yeah.
Something like that. But with a whole bunch of different iterations, as we know. See how this one is going to go. Creme up here against Quid in the mid lane. See how he's going to be able to hold his ground. See how quickly he buys a tier, as already an engage from Hung in this bottom lane, as FBI taking a lot of damage. Jackie presses Q, and 100 Thieves leave the lane.
Yeah, it's a nice early game setup from 100 Thieves, though. The fact they clear out the ward so you can't spot out exactly where Kanavi is means that then Kanavi gets to be relatively free, because especially with this clear where you've done, you go so low on this reset, or sorry, on this clear, that most junglers on the Qiyana will actually reset, pick up a longsword on their first rotation, and then go back up into this topside jungle. And that's where you end up just very nervous if River was to try and look for some sort of invade, which is why clearing that ward was so important. You can see it there. Kanavi just going to hop back and get that longsword.
Yep.
So the fact it's at least top esports already playing well around the Qiyana and making sure that she can be set up for success in the early stage.
Yep, going to be clearing that top side, as now FBI and Eyla moving back down towards this bottom lane. As a max range Zenith Blade does get the cleanse out of FBI. A fair bit of damage coming on through here, but Leona is very durable and will be able to eat a lot of that harass pretty comfortably already. Top esports looking fantastic towards the bottom side of the map, and when JackeyLove is comfortable, you know that things can get worse if you're his opposition. Still, very early days, and only a slight gold advantage has been built already from this laning phase coming on through. This wave state was looking pretty dire, and another one is going to crash on through, so there will be at least a crash for 100 Thieves to eliminate and get some of their money back. But right now it's looking a little dicey with the 23-11 that we're seeing in the CS score.
Was considering a move towards mid there, it looked like. Had the the water elemental, so would have been able to get the freeze on Quid in the mid lane, but ends up just going for the crab instead.
Yeah, do we call it a freeze? I know it's a stun theoretically, but it is a freeze.
It is, yeah.
Like you pick up the water.
It's weird it's not a root, right? Because you imagine it's like ice forms around the...
Yeah, it kind of worked like the Ring of Frost. Is Kanavi going to move towards the top side? Does find the freeze, as we can see there. Gets the flash out from Dhokla. He is going to be able to make it to safety. Does go flash for flash, but it does mean that now 369 is feeling pretty comfortable.
Yeah, you can see the Vi here for River moving up towards that top side to cover just in case there's a second dive attempt. Even the ward going down. I'm just trying to spot out what's happening in the bot lane.
That's a good answer there from Eyla. Finds the grand entrance to deny any follow-up CC, but another freeze comes in, this time onto Quid. Doesn't find the shove. Has to flash. There's a flash forward from Creme. Straight up misses the Q, and oh my god, he almost dies, but will be able to take down the Taliyah for first blood. The answering kill comes in, though, from the 100 Thieves towards the top side of the map as River gets a good first gank.
Nice gank to get Dhokla some much needed gold on that top side, but that was so close in the mid lane. I thought Creme might have just ended up messing
I thought he
up.
might have botched it, yeah.
Completely. But unfortunately for Quid, not quite able to finish him off.
Oh, bit of a shame. Still, a 1-for-1. Fireworks already going off here early in this game. As FBI and Eyla finally getting some control of this wave, wanting to avoid it being held by Hung, but I don't think that's going to happen. As the next minion wave is conga lining forward. Very cute that you do see FBI using JackeyLove's skin as the Slurkle comes on down. We do dash away though. Eyla with the battle dance is, like you say, very, very slippery.
It does mean though the top esports have kind of set themselves up a nice freeze here if they want to, while also delaying the resets. But just a great gank here on the top side from River. We talked about him moving up towards the top side to cover, and honestly a bit disrespectful from 369. You know the Vi is going to be on reset and moving back up towards these top camps because you didn't see her on the top crab, but ends up getting caught out by it regardless.
Yep. Nice little shove there onto Creme. And no flashes available for either of our mid laners. And so the setup available from River could be something that they could play around. Not quite halfway towards level 6 just yet on this Vi, but we'll be getting there relatively soon. And now going for a little bit of an invade angle. Dragon up and available for now. We've got still 2 minutes on the grubs. And River will at least start this. They get a whole bunch of vision down around it, but you can see that top esports know exactly what's going on. And Kanavi looking for a bit of an angle. We mentioned the fact that there is no flash available as Seismic Shove is actually going to connect here onto Kanavi. Finds a whole bunch of things to throw at Quid. And now it looks like this dragon is going to be foregone. Does lose its patience here as well, but it looks like Kanavi's going to say thanks for the leash and look to take down this first Infernal of the game.
Yeah, I think they were a little worried because if Kanavi had stuck around for one more minion in the mid lane, I think he ticked over to level 6. So just a little nervous that maybe he'd actually be able to come in with the ultimate available, so they end up pulling off. And it does mean top esports shove 100 Thieves off the objective and manage to put up themselves.
Yeah, and Dhokla trying to dash around this lane a little bit. You can see 369 pretty comfortable right now. Does have his Barmy Cinder done, and now well and truly feeling himself here in this lane. Charges up the cube, but does not find the Ambessa. He's just a lumberjack trying to get some stuff done. As Kanavi will be able to take down the crab. There is a buy towards his top side. Level 6 has been gained right now, actually. Off the Krugs. You do see that Quid is just going to be moving back towards his mid lane to collect that wave that is coming on through. And now is the time that I want to see some stuff from the 100 Thieves. You know, I want to see them utilize this cease and desist, try and play around either Dhokla towards that top side. You can utilize the ulti, catch someone out. And if you can do your very best to keep Kanavi behind, it could be a way to success here.
Thieves, a good read as well from 100 Thieves because the lane swap's coming through now for Void Grubs with 20 seconds left. So now you get the match towards Eyla. He's quite far from level 6. Would have been nice if he could have hit that beforehand, but still I think you've got this chance of using the cease and desist at these Void Grubs to try and pick off members of top esports as they establish themselves.
See how it does go as Hung's going to be moving towards his bottom laner that's in the top lane. You can see that Jackie is about 20 CS up, feeling very good on this Yunara, and when you have a lead in the early game as Yunara, you know that things are going pretty well. As now FBI have to supercharge his way out of that situation as we have another gank attempt onto 369. This Sion getting a little bit of the Broken Blade treatment here today as Dhokla is dashing around like a madman. Cease and desist comes in and there's the last hit. Zombie Sion not going to be able to do anything of much at all, especially with the fact that Dhokla is playing the Ambessa, so just dashes forever. And down here we'll go one more time. 100 Thieves clearing out the Sion in trade for these Void Grubs. And cross map is what you like to see, right? If it is 369 just getting overloaded on over and over again, then you hope that stuff is going their way on the other side.
Yeah, I am kind of surprised 100 Thieves are opting in towards feeding Dhokla though, because in the grand scheme of things, you don't have a real tank for top esports. Sure, Leona's quite tanky at this stage if 369 is in a side lane. So options for River to actually have a point-and-click CC target alongside Quid flick back, FBI being able to get involved, and Eyla being able to follow up means that you can very quickly pick off one person. But they're just going to look to bully 369, it feels like, for a large portion of this game and try and get Dhokla into an incredibly strong position.
See whether that is going to continue to happen, as it would be FBI getting a bit of extra money if they could kill him again, but it looks like that is not what they're going to go for. River goes back home. We'll be now moving towards the top side. As you can see, Dhokla has moved up there. Not exactly his favorite 2v2, as the range advantage certainly going to be there for JackeyLove. And as these sort of mismatches happen in these side lanes, Jackie is just going to feel better and better about extending this lead as this game goes on. And he's so dangerous with an advantage, as we know. Quid now also getting the worst of it in the mid lane at the same time. Although the gold advantage hasn't necessarily swung that much, it is still Creme making more and more advantages happen for himself. So 100 Thieves looking like they're bleeding a little, but haven't really found too many, like, there hasn't been the breakout team fight just yet, right? Like, we're not gonna sign anything.
Yeah, I think the idea here for 100 Thieves is if they can get Dhokla far enough ahead, that 1-2 combo between the Ambessa and the Vi just murders Jackie, or murders whatever carry they end up jumping onto. That could even be Kanavi. It's just that in this position where they're in, as you say, Yunara is getting stronger and further ahead. They may have had an opportunity to try and pull the trigger in that top side there to pick off the Yunara, and it almost looks like they're trying to on top esports side, match Yunara into the Kai'Sa to make sure that there isn't that threat of Dhokla whenever he shows up, of just one-shotting JackeyLove.
We'll see whether that is going to continue to work, as I think, for me, my eyes are going to be glued to Eyla in the next fight. See whether this Rakan can find the right amount of CC to make this happen for 100 Thieves, because if they can start the fight by just eliminating someone, right, like you were saying, they've got a lot of single target lockdown, you have to lock down a single target, otherwise it's just not quite going to work. And as you fall further and further behind in a game like this, that lockdown won't be enough to actually get you that kill, and then it feels like the game is entirely hopeless. You need to be able to one-shot someone, and at this stage of the game, haven't fell behind really much at all, right? 1,000 gold, not really anything. So it's this first fight, see whether they can get someone in position to kill. It's
the lack of push from FBI that is causing issues for that play from 100 Thieves though, because constantly JackeyLove is shoving in a wave, then they're starting to group up quicker. Same when you look at mid. The top esports are just playing off of mid and bot lane push really well to set up now. And 100 Thieves, a little bit split, but can use this Weaver's Wall.
Well, they're not going to be able to do so just yet, as now they're turning. The Realm Warp comes on in and delivers multiple people towards his bottom side. River going to be the first one to go down. The rest of 100 Thieves will turn up. Public Execution is going to connect onto Hung, and they do manage to take down the Leona, but can they find more as Kanavi? He does go stealth for a little while long, but JackeyLove's at full health doing so much damage. The rocks come on forward. That buys some space for the 100 Thieves, but they've lost the Drake already, and going 1-for-1 is not exactly what they wanted.
Especially when you've still got 369 pushing in the top side. Top esports pull the trigger immediately as they see 100 Thieves split and don't give them a chance to find their footing in River.
And now Kanavi taking a bit of damage from the rocks here, but he has been doing his job. 0-0-2 right now, hasn't picked up any kills just yet, but the Profane Hydra is done. And 369 is just stealing plates away towards his top side. A split-pushing Sion. It's not something that I'd normally be talking about, but has found some success here in this game. River, not sure about this one, is put in the Runic Prison, but Eyla does come on over with the Battle Dance to convince top esports to let his jungler live, and they will at least acquiesce for the moment.
There's still 2 minutes until that Rift Trail's there, so it's just kind of get that preemptive wording in his Eyla. Cleanses away from the stun.
Yeah. Creme's still doing a whole lot of damage to the pretty squishy Rakan at this stage of the game. As Hung is just trying to keep his eye on exactly where the 100 Thieves are. But man, it's feeling like this is so comfortably in the hands of top esports right now. You know, it's like just another day at the office is what it kind of feels like. Need some spanners to be thrown into the works.
Yeah, and that's kind of what 100 Thieves tried to do by focusing Dhokla, but that gold lead is kind of dissipated now that he TP'd down to the fight, and 369 was able to get a lot of those turrets on the top side. And we're still getting this mismatch when it comes towards where those AD carries are being positioned. Hong, in no man's land here, actually going to come in behind Dhokla and look for a potential play on bot lane, it looks like.
Yeah, possible angle to try and set up for JackeyLove to get that damage down, and the solar flare is going to connect, and Dhokla, nothing he can do. JackeyLove just clicks on him over and over again. Cease and desist comes forward as FBI looks for Kanavi. They find the Vault Breaker, and Creme is just free hitting. Kanavi does go down, but there's the Arc of Judgment. And JackeyLove is going to be able to lock down another one for himself. Eyla is so close to dead as a flash forward from Creme, and it's a triple kill for the Ryze Top Esports. They break this game apart.
The sneaky Leona opens up the game for Top Esports. They get the vision, they spot out where everyone is on 100 Thieves. And once again, they're ruthless. Top Esports just picking them off where they stand.
Man, looking fantastic here this world so far. As 100 Thieves not quite able to complete the heist on this one. As we check out the replay once again, Dhokla clears out a ward. Hung was backing and actually just finds the opportunity.
He just set up a lot of vision, cheating that tempo in to get that vision down, and then gets in behind Dhokla. 100 Thieves aren't ready for it. They try to make a play after this on towards this top side, and you do get a nice buffer on the Vi for the Kanavi ult, but it just doesn't matter. Even after Kanavi goes down, you call them in the fight, Atlas. Creme is just getting to do whatever the hell he wants, and now you end up with Top Esports bringing 369 to the party, and it is lights out for 100 Thieves.
Oh man, Creme able to flash forward, pick up that triple kill towards the end there. Now a 4-0-1 Ryze. He is, yeah, that's a frightening arcane mage right there. As TES will be able to take down the outer turret towards the top side of the map. They've upgraded their shoes already. And 369, a pretty speedy Lumberjack here on this Sion with his swifty boots. Sunfire Cave done as the Solar Flare going to miss, as well as the Zenith Blade. As Dhokla does at least manage to dash his way to relative safety, but unfortunately for the turret, it doesn't have a dash. So it's just gonna die.
This is a terrifying pace for Top Esports. We're 15 minutes into the game. A tier 2 and top has gone down. The tier 1 and mid is gone, and essentially, you already said in the last game, the standing gold on the bottom side is just waiting to be picked up. They're not giving 100 Thieves a chance in this, and for a showing from Top Esports on an international stage, this looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, this is brilliant. This is what we've wanted to see from this team internationally for so many years, to be able to continue that level of confidence, you know, the bravado they can play with. That is seen here.
Especially even this year, when at first on, they lost to Hanwha, they lost to KC, and they lost to CFO in groups, and kind of have been
we
the
won't say
bag.
the score lines because we just prefer not to.
Yeah, but it's still, like, I think for so many people, including like even talking to some of the Chinese fans here at the event, Top Esports have been the punching bag. They've been the guys that haven't been able to show up, but coming in as the third seed, but here we go.
Hung. Bit of an angle here potentially as the screen display of talent does stop FBI from following up, and River is just going to get destroyed as he tries to get into that backline. Solar Flare is going to stun up Quid. He can't offer the damage back, but Dhokla gets in. There's the shutdown onto Jackie. Dhokla could be in trouble. He's going to be taken down, but he's done so much damage. FBI is executed, and unfortunately, this Ryze does so much damage, and he's still there to win the fight for Top Esports.
Dhokla tried everything that he could, but Creme is firing on all cylinders. 4-0-3 now on the Ryze, and it's a good idea from 100 Thieves. Look for the pick, try and get something, but the flick back not hitting means the Hung is able to get away. The ult from Kanavi catching on to so many members means that then Dhokla is able to get isolated on the back line. FBI can't follow up, and Top Esports get to reset themselves up here in a front to back after.
Oh man, Hung has just done so much in this game. Used his entire health bar to tank up 3 members of 100 Thieves so that they couldn't do anything. And also, they didn't find the grand entrance, they didn't find the flick, and so they were trying to catch a Leona, which is already a bad idea. And they couldn't make that one happen because a whole bunch of buttons did go wide. So a little bit unfortunate there for 100 Thieves, and that does mean that Soul Point goes over to Top Esports. The best dragons that you can possibly get, basically. And the Soul is a Hex Tech. So if this next Drake goes their way, I mean, it's all but done and dusted. As the Rift Herald going to be secured here by Top. And man, they have just taken kind of everything here in this game. outside of, you know, what Dhokla was able to do up against 369 towards that top side, but it's looking like that is more and more meaningless as this game continues.
We're moving Dhokla to mid, though, to see if he can look for a pick as top esports start to push through, but looks like they're not going to be willing to take the fight. Is Dhokla just going to back away?
Yep, going to need to do that as well. Just dashes his way out of there. And wherever Creme is, that's where I'm scared for 100 Thieves. Because he is just a walking machine gun of magical damage.
See, the thing that I'm scared about is that there's no real towers around. There's the 2 outer towers that are still kind of standing, but you still have a Rift Tower playing Kanavi's pockets. Like, the opportunities for top esports to just blow up in this base at 20 minutes is kind of absurd. And 100 Thieves going to try and look for a pick on Creme to slow them down from getting those waves. Oh, I thought they were in place, but Kanavi going to be spotted.
Yeah, there's a Vault Breaker. That's going to stun him up for now as the flick back does connect. Kanavi just going to blow up as the rocks do connect to his face. And another one to come in here is 369. A little bit of an unfortunate teleport, perhaps. Although I say that, and he loses 0 of his health bar. So maybe he can just teleport wherever he wants, and it's fine.
Does also mean they get to protect the mid lane tower, so it is just a pick. With Rakan in 20 seconds, though, how brave are 100 Thieves feeling that they can get back out of the map and try and find a Quid? Oh.
Yeah, he just walks over the rock. Seismic Shove goes entirely wide. He needs another Rune Prison. We'll see whether he finds it there as he flashes forward. And Quid, a couple of Qs, and down he will go. And the Void Seeker did come on through here. They're looking to try and collapse onto this Ryze. He has no flash available. They need the CC, and they don't get it!
What?
What? The Q flash didn't actually get the knockback.
I can't believe that didn't connect.
It looked like it kind of did too.
Yeah. But now that's top esports because you've got so many members of 100 Thieves on the top side going to take the Rakan.
Oh,
that's a disaster.
That's very unfortunate. The Rakan should just be a foregone conclusion here as we're going to check this one out one more time. At first, Rune Prison comes in, and as soon as these buttons don't work, I mean, what is a Taliyah to do? Doesn't want to get caught on the minions.
Really solid footwork from Creme on using the phase rush to dodge all of these knockups and knockbacks. And here, I can't. Oh, he's millimeters short.
That is absurd. Just walks into that brush, gets himself out of there, man. Creme styling on them here just a little bit. Now, as you saw picture in picture, the Rakan did go on over. 100 Thieves looking for something, maybe a bit of an angle here as Cease and Desist comes down. They want to kill Jackie. They get all the knockups, and down goes the Yunara. Now Hung just standing in that front line as Creme is walking in, and that's where you have to be scared. FBI only just turning up now, and they have taken 2 down already. 5 versus 3. I don't think that Creme's strong enough to fight that one out. It's 100 Thieves. Should be able to get themselves their first turret of the game as well and really put a dent in that gold lead.
Starting to get a little sloppy from top esports. Kanavi picked off. Now JackeyLove, we're going back to Creme, please split push and save us on these plays.
Well, he's going to do that.
You will, but still, it's like 100 Thieves at least getting some back. That gold lead's starting to shrink and you're getting some gold onto your carries. Like, they're just mistakes from top esports.
A little unfortunate. Gold lead still approaching 6,000. So not exactly eliminating it here. And of course, JackeyLove is still going to be a problem. 3, 2, and 4 right now on this Yunara. Still looking for item number 3, which should be the Infinity Edge coming in relatively soon. But yeah, Creme's done a lot of damage, as we can see here on the side. The Ryze is starting to look like the problem.
If you get the shutdown,
yeah, he's a problem the whole game.
But if you get the shutdown onto someone like Dhokla or FBI, that's a lot of gold that's just immediately going to be injected into 100 Thieves. Dragon, though, it is soul. What can 100 Thieves manage?
Yeah, Shelly going to get involved here as well. As 369 just being a brick wall to try and block them from coming in here as Hextech Soul just secured here by top esports. Now they're looking for the fight. The charm comes on forward as Dhokla wants to get into the fight, but look at the damage when JackeyLove is actually able to hit them. Down he goes. And it's now just picking them off where they stand because you cannot escape when the enemy has the Hextech Soul. FBI going to be throwing up some emotes here because he knows this one is donezo, at least in this fight. Maybe they'll have another opportunity to do something, but I'm not entirely sure. That was the MasterCard priceless moment, and TES made quick work of it.
Yeah, Dhokla's ultimate just shy of coming up, and top esports make quick work of 100 Thieves in that scrap. Now the base, 23 minutes into the game, going to be cracked open across 2 of these lanes, if not 3, as Creme pushes in topside.
And I shouldn't have said that 100 Thieves were quickly becoming my favorite team, because JackeyLove has done pretty rude things to some of my favorite teams in the past. As down goes Eyla, just caught trying to get some vision down where he's not allowed to. And this is at least not going to be that quick. You know, that was like 16 minutes and 1 second.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm glad we shifted to Baron. But yeah, I mean, this fight, really good engage from Hong on towards Dhokla. You've got FBI who's trying to deal with 369 but getting absolutely nothing. I think if Dhokla had ultimate here, you can see how low Kanavi is, how low JackeyLove is, and maybe he could have worked with River to actually make something happen, but his ultimate's only just about to tick up, so top esports happy enough to take that fight.
Cooked.
Yeah, might be cooked is possibly right. However, he said might.
Yeah.
There's still hope. That doesn't mean it's definitely cooked. It's Quid is going to be able to ride the wall, get himself out of dodge. I reckon they got one fight in him. I mean, there's 11,000 gold the difference. Top Esports in a great position in this game. However, miracles have happened. I've said that a few times so far. We've had some one-sided ones here today.
I mean, I think you have a comp that can make it happen, though. If you kill JackeyLove with the Dhokla River combo, and then Eyla can get onto Creme, I think you do have an option, but it's 369 you don't want to engage on.
Nope. And they are going to... I was going to say do damage, but no, I won't say that. They get away,
Yeah.
you know? They do A damage, and they get away. As Baron is now going to spawn, and they just realm warp right on top of it. Purple Worm already down 50%. My God, the DPS from this squad is absolutely disgusting. As Hex Flash going to get channeled there by Hung. That was an interesting one. Just buys enough time to get them the Baron. Supreme display of talent comes in. I don't know what happened to River there, but he is well and truly dead. It's a double for Creme. The flash forward from JackeyLove. They avoid the seismic shove, and Quid going to get knocked up here by 369. Down he will go as well, as the Arc of Ruin is going to smite him. There is the ace, thanks to JackeyLove, and they will march down this top lane and look for the win.
25 minutes into the game, Top Esports looking at those Nexus turrets. This was incredibly one-sided. 15k gold lead as they go forward.
This is a very large amount of money in the lead here for Top Esports. As Eyla, I don't know whether he's going to be able to do much of anything at all to stop this onslaught. And it looks like Top heading towards 2-0 here in the Swiss stage. What a bounce back for this team, looking absolutely brilliant, at least for now, here at Worlds. As Dhokla, not quite enough, as he dashes about, but isn't able to get any of the kills. As the double kill comes through from 369, gets his revenge, and down goes the Nexus, as Top Esports looking like it's just another day in the office.
Top Esports able to do what BLG could not, and beat 100 Thieves. That was a statement, though. 100 Thieves looking confident, Top Esports looking confident in how they dismantled 100 Thieves.
Man, this is the Top Esports that so many of us have wanted to see. They're going to have to keep it up, of course, as we throw it back to the analyst desk to break that one down.
This is going to be a really divided desk that we're going to have here, because on one side, I'm going to have Ox